Hi, this is David with entry number 600 uh, 79. I'm here in kind of the back alley area of an area called Hapjeong, and it's a bit weird actually because if you look behind me, it's just basically a bunch of brick apartments. And this is kind of, I guess, how Korea was set up in the 70s, in the early 70s. It was just like a series of uh, apartment buildings that most people would rent. And now most of these apartments are probably bought, um, because that's kind of how the system has kind of shifted. Because once they realized they couldn't really have houses, a lot of people decided to use other means to get kind of property. But that being said, the majority of people still in Korea are renting their dwellings. Today is the 31st of December, which means it's the last day of the year. I wanted to talk briefly today, and then I'll talk again tomorrow, about kind of some reflections I've had over the last few days, about week actually, on kind of the year I've led. It's been over now, 1 year since I left my position with the talk program. So that means I haven't really worked in like a legit or like an official job in a year. And I have to say, that fact is relatively liberating, um, in a couple ways, but um, it also is a bit, I suppose, sad. But but I'm choosing to see it in a very positive light. Um, I've enjoyed my time, and I've enjoyed filling that time with various things. One thing that I've always loved about living is the kind of challenge and wonder of trivia. And so a large part of my day, every day, is reading and learning and kind of adjusting to life. I think it's really fascinating, and a lot of people say like, "Oh, I don't know how I could never like do such and such. I could never like do this or that." And it's like, um, you haven't done it because you haven't tried seriously. And like, I think people can do anything if they actually try. Now, I don't want to say that in too much of a serious sense because I haven't really done a whole lot, to be honest. Let's be honest. But um, people who who often say things like that, I feel don't necessarily know that they can do it because they haven't tried. And over the last year, I've done a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of things, and I know that people, if you really try, you can do it, and it's just a matter of actually doing it. And I know that sounds really obvious, but so many people I found like to espouse kind of a certain philosophy or a certain work ethic without ever actually attempting to live that way. And it really is just a matter of doing and being able to kind of say, this is possible, this is doable, and then doing it. So that's basically maybe the biggest thing that I've kind of taken away from this year is that people will say things before they actually attempt them. People will want to put a cap or put a period on something before they've actually done any kind of work to kind of achieve a goal. They find it much more, I guess, consoling or easy to to kind of almost stop before they even try. I guess secondly, the big thing is that I've been here in Seoul now for about 10 months, 9 months, and I've seen like a lot of things, and I've done some things, and I've explored a lot, and I can pretty much say that, although the city is huge and it's fascinating, and there's it's almost stereotypical kind of Asian contrast between tradition and modernism or whatever. It is definitely maybe not one of the greatest cities in the world. It's huge and it's fun and there's lots of things to see and eat and do, but does it compare to a big city in China in its kind of recklessness? Or does it compare to Tokyo or a big city in Japan in its kind of formality and beauty? Nah, not really. It's a good city, but is it a great city? No. That being said, it is very enjoyable, and I will continue to be here. But I think that at this point, at least in this point in my life, that's kind of how I feel. But anyway, I think I'll end it there. It's been a good year though overall, and in tomorrow's video, I'll talk a little bit about some things in what I want and what I expect in the coming year. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.